You know, as the head coach, I'm the one who sits behind this microphone, and I'm the one that gets the recognition. But in June, when our former AD, Matt Hogue, awarded me this opportunity, the first thing that we did was assemble a staff. You're only as good as the people that you surround yourself with. And our associate head coach, Chad Oxendine, our pitching coach, Matt Williams, our assistant coach, hitting coach, Matt Schilling, our director of baseball operations, Mickey Beach, Tyler Shoemaker, director of player development, assistant director of player development, Connor Owens, director of analytics, Matt Pepin, our strength and conditioning coach, Mike Thompson, our athletic trainer, Amanda Rothmeyer, our equipment manager, Jordan Bowman. These people make me look really good, and I'm really fortunate to be able to share a dugout with these guys. The last thing I'm going to say is, and I don't want to get emotional when I say this, but I got into this profession because of my father's influence. And he passed away before I became the head coach. But it just felt like he was looking down today, this weekend, the last 2 weeks, and I know he's proud.
If you have a question, raise your hand and we'll get you a microphone. Far back.
Coach, I know this is obviously a team sport, but you've been able to accomplish so much in your first year as the head coach. I just wondered where today kind of stood in comparison to everything else that you've been able to accomplish, the celebration on the field and the final out, just the emotions that you had today.
I'll be honest, I woke up at about 5 a.m. and I thought about us winning. And again, not to get emotional, but I guess it was 9 years ago, we went to Omaha. And in the fall, our son had a stroke. And he ended up having 5 more strokes. And when we went to Omaha, he was in the 3rd grade, and he was young, and you know, he had a rough year, and we decided as a family that our kids were going to stay back. And he's doing great now. He's flourishing. He's a freshman in high school, and we've been talking for years. If we ever go back, he's coming. They're coming. And these guys have awarded him that opportunity.
Coach, this is back-to-back games in the heat of the playoffs where you've, found and manufactured 2 different kind of ways to win. What does that mean to this team and you as far as going into Omaha that you can win in multiple different assets?
Well, we won 23 straight. If I'm calculating correctly, that's 9 straight weekends in a row we've swept. 23 straight games. This is no Cinderella. I want to make sure that's known. This is no Cinderella. Coastal Carolina, the past century, only 8 teams have been to the regionals more times than us. During that same time period, we've got the 6th best winning percentage, the 9th most wins. This is not a Cinderella story. We're one of the premier, most successful college baseball programs in the entire country. And our Hall of Fame coach retired last year, and he left a foundation for this team and this program to remain successful and to remain one of the premier college baseball programs in the country for the years to come.
Walker, Caden, probably both of you guys. Coach Thompson bragged on how much consistency you guys showed, even all weekend. In this sport, consistency is a superpower. So how do you maintain that in this most stressful environment?
Consistency, you got to just stay focused on the plan. Everything you have to do every day is got to be the same process, and you just got to go out there and believe in yourself and play the game. And it might not always fall the right way. I know I've had some tough at bats, but Coach said it this morning. There's some guys that need to step up in this lineup today, and I feel like a good bit of guys did that. And it's any way to help the team win.
I think it's just taking it pitch by pitch and not getting too far ahead of ourselves, and just really enjoying the game. Honestly, it's really fun to play out there. The environment was unbelievable, and just taking it pitch by pitch.
Back row, right?
Caden, to catch a game like this, really the all season with this pitching staff that you guys have. But to talk about the performance that Jacob had today in this environment, like you mentioned, just being the one that's catching him, just I guess what are your feelings about the way that he was able to go out there and handle business today?
I'm not surprised. He's always had great intent with his pitches throughout the game, and he's just a competitor. And I enjoy catching him, and I enjoy being back there for him, making him look good, and doing everything I can to help him win pitches.
Back left.
Caden, going off that a little bit, just the relationship that you have with Morrison, and just how much that came into play today to keep you guys in this ball game, and the way he pitched. As you just alluded to, you weren't surprised, but obviously he kept you guys in the game until the bats finally woke up a little bit later on.
I think he's just a competitor. It goes back to that. His intent in every single pitch is second to none, and he's just always out there looking to, compete and execute his pitches. So I'm not surprised.
Front row.
Coach, could you speak on the job your pitchers did in the big moments? Auburn was 5 of 35 with runners on, 1 of 14 with runners in scoring position.
Well, let me start by saying Auburn's offense was hands down the most, the longest, the deepest, the toughest lineup that we faced all year. And for us to only give up 1 run today is pretty special. And some of the runs that we gave up yesterday were self-induced. To do that to that lineup is really remarkable, and that speaks volumes of where our pitching staff is. Our pitching staff has put this team on their shoulders all year long, and today was no different.
Back left.
Kevin, you've been in this program a long time. Obviously, you played here. You know the ins and outs of Coastal baseball. When you took over last year, did you ever fathom that you would be your first year as the head coach, that you'd be in this situation where you're now going to Omaha? Was that ever in the back of your mind when you put this team together during the offseason?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we've been talking about Omaha for years now. Again, this is not a fluke. This is not a Cinderella deal. This is a program that has extremely high standards, extremely high expectations. Listen, we're not taking this for granted. This is really special, and getting to Omaha is not easy. But we have the resources. We have the athletic administration that backs our program at the extreme highest level to remain, again, one of the premier, most successful college baseball programs in the country, and we're not going away.
Anything else? All right.
This is
Thank
for,
you.
one more. We got one more. This is for both players. Just the issues with hitting today, and obviously that had a lot to do with the pitching from Auburn, but just the mindset in the dugout, just getting so close to making that one big hit. What was the mindset in there when you guys were talking to each other until you guys were able to get some runs on the board and kind of break this thing open? And we'll start with Walker and then go to Kate, I guess.
I mean, we had a lot of good hits, good swings on balls that didn't really fall our way early in the game, and we just every time we came back in the dugout, we knew that it was going to fall if we just kept doing what we were doing and sticking to our plan.
Like Walker said, just sticking to our plan, no problem. We're always competing in the box, and we got a really good crew, 1 to 9, and we just stayed with it and picked each other up.
All right. Thank you very much.